The easy-to-use controls of the E3 offer you three basic options. You can operate the camera very quickly by turning the main or subsidiary dials and pressing the relevant direct button. The second option is to use the super function display to carry out the settings. To do this, press OK and use the arrow keys to navigate to the required function and set it. The third variant is to use the menu, particularly when you want to set advanced camera functions. For example, you can change the setting for the display time. This determines how long a button remains activated after you release it. In the menu, you can use the My Mode function to store two different current camera settings and call these up again as necessary using the function button. You can change the setting of the FN button and the AFL/AEL in the setup menu, which allows you to work even faster and more reliably. The function key can be programmed in many different ways. For example, you can assign the one-touch white balance function to this button. Another option is to use it as a depth of view button to judge the depth of field. This is also possible with live view, provided the relevant menu setting has been chosen. By the way, in this case the image does not go darker, as is the case with the viewfinder. Alternatively, you can use the function key to switch to the stored AF original position. When viewing your photos, you can press the function button to see two images next to one another. This is useful if you want to compare various images from a series of exposures. There are four basic mode functions available for the AEL key. Mode 1 is used to determine the light level while focusing. In Mode 2, the light is measured when you press down the release completely. In Mode 3, you focus with the AEL button rather than with the release. Mode 4 allows you to focus using the AEL button, and the release is pressed down fully to measure the light levels. Ahead of you lie countless new photo opportunities. Discover your world with the Olympus E3. When you're far away from the comforts of the studio, it's important to use a camera that meets the highest standards in terms of speed and reliability. To make sure you never miss the opportunity for a good shot, the E3 is ready to go within a few milliseconds from standby mode. The burst shooting function enables the E3 to take 5 pictures per second with full resolution. This, combined with the fastest possible shutter speed of 1/8000th of a second, means that even the fastest movements can be captured. In order to survive in even the most extreme conditions, the internal workings of the E3 are protected by a robust yet lightweight magnesium body. The shock-absorbing interior consists of a high-quality, perfectly crafted and extremely robust plastic and metal chassis, ensuring a precisely functioning mechanism, additional stability and maximum protection. The high-quality workmanship ensures protection from dust and splashes, as well as resistance to shock. Together with the dustproof and splashproof Pro and Top Pro lenses, this also guarantees maximum reliability in tougher environments. Because the portrait grip is also protected in this way, the camera enjoys all-round protection from environmental influences. The sensor itself is well protected by the supersonic wave filter, for example when changing the lens. This filter is located between the shutter and the image sensor. It ensures that dust or similar particles are not allowed to settle on the sensor. Instead, these land on the filter, and when this is activated, are shaken off by a series of ultrasound vibrations. The robustness of a camera is absolutely crucial for me. I work in an environment where I'm dependent on available light, real outdoor conditions, which I often have no control over. As a professional photographer, I shoot my pictures at the decisive moment, which is not always under ideal conditions. So my camera must be 100% reliable. It must be insensitive to cold, moisture and dust. Completely dependable. And that's what the E3 definitely is. For me, a camera's most important features are its reliability and robustness. I don't want to have to worry about my camera, as otherwise I would never dare to go after some of the shots that constitute the mainstay of my work. For me, a camera must be shockproof, because you often get into difficult situations. It must also be completely splash-proof. After all, when I find a really good subject, I can't stop shooting just because it started to rain. I can't compromise on this issue, and don't want to have to think about it. The fold-out 6.4 cm display of the E3 can also be used as a viewfinder. It enables you to take shots from angles that would have been hard to achieve in the past. The pivoting hypercrystal LCD screen can be turned from one side to the other and from top to bottom. The viewfinder will no longer limit your creativity, and you'll be able to capture the most extreme perspectives without dislocating your back. Live view is one of Olympus's most remarkable functions. It allows me to take photographs in a way I'm familiar with, using an eye-level viewer. Live view lets me take professional pictures even when I choose an unusual perspective, for example from the floor. Sometimes, in order to get a good picture, you need luck and an awkward body position rather than time and patience. I want complete control of my photographs, and that's what, in my opinion, makes live view so great. Most of the time I compose through the optical viewfinder, which on the E3 is really large, even with 100% coverage. In addition, the E3 offers live view function, which I use under certain conditions, for example when shooting just above the water surface or during the winner's ceremony at the end of a race. Here, I don't shoot blindly, but instead use the LCD to make a proper composition. It's of great benefit to macro photographers too, as they're able to make a 10 times enlargement of a specific detail, which they want to focus on very precisely.